such a gentleman in defeat as well, and he was really proud of his play and proud of the fans.
Got off to a great start. In the middle of the round, I just struggled a little bit with hitting the quality shots that I've been hitting all week. I can't say enough about how spectacular these fans were here this week. Being Canadian and playing in front of everybody the way I did all week, I'm very proud of that.
You know, and he did struggle. He struggled because he missed a birdie putt on 8, he missed a birdie putt on 11. He should have been around 3, 4, 5 under, which would have won the tournament. Goes to show you drive for show with putt for dough there, Georgie boy.
I hear you saying he just couldn't go low enough. Just talk to any of the Canadians that have been in the situation that I was. It's certainly not an easy task, but you know, I felt like I was up to it this week. I felt like I was in control of everything I was doing. I knew I needed to make some birdies today, and even par wasn't going to get it done.
And shout out to Adam Hadwin, who tied for 7th at 12 under. So he was another Canadian, too, in the top 10. 2 Canadians in the top 10. But again, the drought continues. 1954, the last time a Canadian won a Canadian Open.
It'll be 62 years next year. Come on.
Get her done.
And you know, it's a shame, too, because I remember in 2004 where Weirzy was right there, and it comes down to 3-shot lead, and into the final round, he ends up losing to BJ. And you remember what BJ said to him after? He's like, I'm sorry, Mike. And Mike's, hey, man, you won fair and square. And of course, Mike, we're not into doing personal reasons this year. But yeah, it's painfully close, you know, and I think that would have been one of the great accomplishments this year in Canadian sports had David Hearn been able to close that thing out.
Where would that rank? I think it would be the 3rd biggest win for a Canadian golfer. Number 1 is Mike Weir at the Masters. And would a win by David Hearn yesterday, would that be bigger than the Stephen Ames win at the Players? Easily. But the caliber of tournament of players, it's the 5th major.
Well, just in its importance to Canadian sport, a Canadian winning the Canadian Open, by far would beat out Stephen Ames, who, by the way, looks like he can chew his way through a round of golf. By far would be a bigger accomplishment and would be more lauded in Canadian sport than Stephen Ames winning the Players' Championship.
Would it not? I would think it would. I think because it's now and we say that right away, but when you look at the time when Stephen Ames did win that tournament, Tiger was at his peak, Phil was right there. It was a very, very...
The thing about golf, as if your golf is more entertaining to watch, watching a NASCAR event, watching golf is a lot more entertaining to watch. I've seen a lot of great shots. I'm not saying I'm not like, I didn't watch it religiously, but I do watch it from time to time.
Very difficult time in golf, and he somehow won the unofficial 5th major. I know that this is so fresh, but the field wasn't what it could have been, and it would have been fantastic.
There's some good golfers. Jason Day was 1 putt away from being tied for that playoff in the British Open. He eventually won the whole thing. Bubba Watson was Bubba Watson. He's won 2 green jackets. He's 2nd in FedEx Cup standing. Jason Day 4th. Jim Furyk was right there. He loves playing golf up here. He's won a couple. You know, there were some big names. There were some big names on that leaderboard yesterday, and it was fun to watch. And you know, if you're David Hearn too, this is the 2nd time he's come up short. 2nd time in a month.
Yeah.
Losers in the playoff at Greenbrier. But you know what? Look at the way he's handled himself through this whole thing. Are you not proud of the guy? Yeah, go, you know what? That's a stand-up cat. Listen to him say, hey, listen, I was really proud of my play, I did well, and you know, I'm sure I'm going to win one of these at some point. I will break through, don't worry about it. And he lost he's an Ontario kid that loses the RBC Canadian Open on home turf in a tough field on a hot day, and the pressure involved there when you've got people like the crowd surrounding him, and they showed some overhead aerial views of people following David Hearn around the golf course. Was unbelievable. More so than when Mike Weir lost in 2004 to BJ Singh. Can you imagine the pressure of that? Standing over those putts on 8 and 11 make-hole birdie putts, one that lifts out. Can you
imagine how stressed out you'd be? I couldn't. And we talked about the Olympics earlier, and the Olympics are making their debut next summer in Brazil and Rio, and him and alongside Graham DeLay, who had to pull out with a thumb injury, will be representing our country proudly at the Olympics. He just couldn't get it done yesterday. Here's Jason Day. You talked about that birdie buddy missed it.
Yeah, by the way, I was super happy he won. Because this guy is also always the bridesmaid, too.
Right. Here he is.
6 feet out, I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be good. And fortunately for me, it fell in, and I was just over the moon. I just started, I yelled before everyone else yelled, so that was, it was a good feeling.
There you go. Nice, isn't it? Congratulations, Jason Day, and congratulations all you Canadian people who went out there to support David Hearn. It was great to watch. Really cool. 6:26 coming up next. George's News, everybody.
Dean Hulk Hogan's old buddy, Roddy Piper, comes to his defense.
That's next. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Sportsnet 590.